All right, well, good afternoon, everybody. Following last month, there was a issue of unexplained discharges from Milwaukee Police Department firearms, and it was brought to my attention. And I made it clear at that time that there's no higher priority than the safety of the people who protect our city. And the police officers who serve our city, they've got enough on their plate to worry about. They certainly shouldn't have to worry about their sidearms firing off unexpectedly. So unexplained discharges, they have injured people, and that's completely unacceptable to me. So along with the police chief, as well as the president of the Milwaukee Police Association, I'm here to announce that we're moving forward with the replacement of all the firearms in question. The chief can give you more specifics, but here are the big picture items that we'd like to discuss. All police officer sidearms will be replaced with firearms from a different manufacturer. Our plan is to use asset forfeiture funds in order to pay for the costs. And a file will be introduced this week, seeking the appropriate approvals from the Milwaukee County Council so that we can pay for this. In a moment, MPA President Andy Wagner can offer an update on the plans for the organization's lawsuit in this matter. But first, I'm going to invite Chief Jeffrey Norman from the Milwaukee Police Department up for comments. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. Just like to first start off by thanking the mayor and also Milwaukee Police Association President Wagner for being here to join in this effort as we deal with this challenge. As has been reported, the Milwaukee Police Department officers have been experiencing unexplained discharges with our current firearm. These unexplained discharges are a serious concern. Everyone here standing before you, and most importantly, for our concerns for our members, and just as important as a concern for our residents, that we all want a safe environment. Based on these concerns, the Milwaukee Police Department has decided to take advantage of an opportunity with a supplier and transition our firearms to Glock. The cost of this transition will be approximately $450,000. Funding for this transition, as the mayor stated, will come from our asset forfeiture fund. Please note that this is funding that's generated from the illegal operations of drugs and weapons. So this is where that funding, majority of the funding will come from. But additional another $43,000 of funding will come from leftover funds from our last firearm transition. Please note, this is not an easy lift. We are planning to put this into place, a robust transition early next year. And this type of transition takes usually somewhere between 5 to 6 months in regards to the type of lift that we're asking for. So we appreciate everyone's support and patience during this transition, and I will now turn this over to MPA President Andy Wagner.
So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the news reporters and everybody for being here today and shining a light on this issue. The safety of our officers and the safety of our citizens we serve are our association's top priority. Mayor Johnson, the police chief Norman, and other city leaders who have helped work on this plan to get new firearms have also shown that they share that same concern for our citizens and for our officers, and we're grateful for that. I know that the members we represent want a tool in their belt that will be trusted and reliable if they need to use it and won't cause injury to themselves or others unintentionally. I can't be more thankful to the mayor and chief's leadership on this concern. I can tell you that no matter the issue, both the mayor and the chief have been willing to listen to our concerns and address them when possible. It is a breath of fresh air where we have open lines of communication on important issues such as these. I am very pleased to announce that as soon as the Common Council passes the allocation for the funding of the new guns, the Milwaukee Police Association will forego the lawsuit against the city. I look forward to continue working collaboratively with both the mayor and our police chief for other issues that come up in the future. Thank you.
We can take a couple of questions. Chief and Andy, how are your two members who were injured in 2 of these 3 incidents doing?
I just spoke with the most recent member about a week ago, not even, I think just last week, Friday. And the bullet is still stuck in his knee. So he's recovering, but it's going to be a long road to recovery. I think the doctors had said don't look to do anything for about a year. So there's a serious injury there, and I'm glad that these concerns are addressed.
Chief, what specific firearm are you guys switching to? What model? Can you tell us about that?
So basically, the gun that we're looking at, or the firearm that we're looking at, is the Glock 45. It's a similar 9mm. Again, this is more for our subject matter expert, the our firearms armory sergeant, who is doing another thorough research into this, and want to make sure that we're able to have as smooth as possible transition as possible. Like I said, this is not easy. You know, we're talking about well over 1,600 members, so we need to make sure that we are able to have something that will be comfortable during this transition, that officers will be familiar with and can utilize.
Chief, you had July 2020, January 2021, and just last month. What have been the difficulties to get to this point to actually replace these guns when the issue first arose more than 2 years ago?
So the big thing is making sure that all parties involved will be able to be agreeing on what is the next moves. As you can see, we're blessed to have the mayor behind us, blessed to have the MPA with the leadership, and that we're looking forward to having our elected officials behind us. Challenges is that, one, we are dealing with something that's still unexplained. We're looking into it. Obviously, there's a lot of more moving parts than just the replacement of a firearm, but you know, we are a large agency. This is the changes of the challenges with the bureaucracy and things like that. I mean, there's a lot of people need to make some decisions on this. So I'm very pleased that we're seeing some forward momentum on this, and that again, you see it for yourself behind me. The unification in regards to having a everyone's on the same sheet of music.
What happens to the existing firearms?
So the existing firearms, to my understanding, will go to the supplier. Unlike other prior situations we have, will be something that the supplier will be free to do, whatever with the firearms, since it's going to be part of the whole package of the transition.
About a Glock or 6 Sauer?
Was that?
You'll give them back, or the new supplier gets
Well, the supplier gets in the transaction. So with the transaction for the firearms, the supplier will get the current firearms, and we will be provided with the replacements.
Chief Jim McGillis had said something about possibly replacing the springs and trying to, I guess, fix the SIGs before. I mean, was that considered rather than a wholesale replacement? And is there any significance to the fact you're going with a different manufacturer?
So for one, understanding the inner mechanics, that's out of my league. I know that there was a lot of different options looked at the time, but this is where we see the most productive resolution to this challenge. And so with again, having our armor recommend and seeing that this is a viable option, again, this is not going to be easy. Even after all this said and done of purchasing, we still have a large transition with a large organization that has to go through the proper training. So this is not an easy decision, nor should it be. But I believe that this is the most productive and viable option. And again, I'm very pleased to have the mayor and the MPA union president, along with the other, part of the trustees and the leadership supporting us on this.
Chief,
It's my understanding that you guys used to have Glocks at MPD several years ago and then switched from that because of a possible issue of the gun jamming.
So we have several variations of firearms. On my short time on this job, I've seen a number of different firearms. It's to every prior administration's decision about why. Unfortunately, I was not privy to that. I'm just looking at in camera what we're seeing right now is this is our best option in order to move forward and to bring some reassurance to our members, but also to our public.
Chief, your range master also raised the issue of not only unintended discharges, but a failure to fire where they would need to use their gun and it wouldn't go off. Have you had any instances of that happening?
Now, I'm not aware of that. That is, again, something that we've been looking at on all possibilities of what these unexplained discharges and challenges are. I know that we are still having a number of different tests and looking into, but I'm pretty sure that as the time goes on, we'll get some better answers down the road.
What does the department normally spend asset forfeiture money on?
Oh, a number of different things. From training to, we have the community engagement piece. I know that the auditors had directed us in ensuring that the funds that we are, utilizing has for the betterment of our public. So we have used for National Night Out, for other equipment. So there's a number of different items that these funds have been used for, but as always, with the approval of our Common Council.
What do your members do in the meantime while we're waiting for this transition? Is there anything specific they should be doing with their firearms?
Follow their training.
Chief, could you share when you guys are looking to implement this transition?
As soon as early as next year. The big thing is, again, there's a number of different points we've got to accomplish in regards to not only getting the approval. As you see, there's a number of different steps, but then beyond that, the supply has to be delivered. I mean, that's a number of different moving parts. But as soon as possible that we can put this into play in regards to the transition, we will.
Question for the mayor, is the city considering legal action against 6 Hour?
We don't have plans presently for legal action against 6 Hour. Our goal is to work on this issue right now, which is making sure that our law enforcement officers don't have guns that fire unexpectedly. I think we've crossed the threshold where we're able to ensure that that's not going to be the case moving forward. Working with the police department as well as working with the Milwaukee Police Association in order to get that done.
Is that off the table to consider litigation against 6 Hour, considering the manufacturer of this gun?
I have no news to announce about any litigation in
Any more
regard to
questions
gun
on this topic?
manufacturers.
Andrew, did you guys have any input on the new weapon that was chosen? Is this something that the membership favors over the previous one?
I think that our membership trusts in the department, and we trust in the leadership with our range master and stuff to make sure that they're going to pick a safe firearm. And our demand was that we just want these firearms replaced with a safe and reliable firearm. We trust completely in the department that they will do that, and we have full faith that the new firearm will accomplish safety issues that we need.
Quick question for the chief, when you get to the point where you're actually transitioning the firearms out, what does the deployment look like there? Are you gonna start with certain districts first, or certain positions first?
I leave it up to my team to have that planned out. We've done this before, so there's always been a strategy behind how we are transitioning. We want to ensure that it's a safe and as expeditious transition as possible.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.